All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Raha Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, laboring in this truth in all sincerity. Wisdom of Solomon 14, verses 7 and 8. For blessed is the wood whereby righteousness cometh, but that which is made with hands is cursed, as well it, as he that made it, he, because he made it, and it, because being corruptible, it was called God. Okay, so that short video I just played, and I had to turn the volume down to avoid a copyright strike there, but that short video was showing the statue that's in progress of being constructed, and this is in Armenia, and they are attempting to erect the largest statue of whom the world calls Jesus Christ. And the statue itself is actually of Caesar Borgia, but they are attempting to erect the largest statue of Jesus Christ in the world. So it says Armenia is constructing a massive Jesus Christ statue on Mount Hatis near Yerevan, intended to be the world's tallest, symbolizing the nation's Christian heritage, funded by businessman Gajik Tazarukian. Though the project faces controversy from the Armenian Apostolic Church and past halts due to archaeological concerns, but installation has recently resumed with plans for a cultural center and pilgrimage site. I'll look at the size of this thing. The statue itself is 33 meters tall with a 44-meter pedestal, totaling 77 meters, aiming to surpass other Christ statues globally. Symbolism aims to represent Armenia's status as the first nation to adopt Christianity as a state religion in 301 AD and foster national unity. Project scope includes plans for a cultural center and pilgrimage infrastructure. I'm not going to get into the controversy and status. Overall, the Mount Hatis project is a significant undertaking to create a new religious landmark and tourist attraction, but it has been complicated by religious and historical preservation debates despite ongoing construction efforts. And this is what it's projected to look like, and that is the 44, you see where the stairs are, and the pedestal itself. That is 44 feet high. 44 meters. That is 44 meters high. The statue itself on top of it is 33 meters tall itself, totaling 77 total meters. If we come back down to where it says overall, it says the Mount Hatis project is a significant undertaking to create a new religious landmark and tourist attraction. Let's just remember that, because I'm going to come back to that in Jeremiah chapter 10 in a second. Let's take a look at the article here that's associated with this. This was published October 26 of 2024, if I'm correct. So, giant Armenian statue of Christ is almost ready. Gajik Tazarukian, a wealthy businessman and politician, on Monday claimed to have addressed government concerns about his controversial project to erect a giant statue of Jesus Christ on a mountain near Yerevan. He states that the statue is almost ready as he spoke with journalists at a workshop where it is hewn. You must be looking and seeing that there is nothing like this in the world, that ours must be the best, the most beautiful and imposing in the world, he said. Now let's keep that in mind right there. You must be looking and seeing that there is nothing like this in the world, that ours must be the best, the most beautiful and imposing in the world, he said. And as we just read in the overall section of the Google AI overview that I just read, this is also going to be a tourist attraction. So when we come here to Jeremiah chapter 10, and we can scroll up to verse 8. I'll read it in the KJV first, then the NLT. KJV. But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities. NLT. People who worship idols are stupid and foolish. The things they worship are made of wood. But the KJV basically says the stock is a doctrine of vanities. And that's what we're reading here. You must be looking and seeing that there is nothing like this in the world, that ours must be the best, the most beautiful and imposing in the world, he said. And it's also going to be used as a tourist attraction. And that's the main thing. It's all about money. And, this is what's filtered into the Christian church. The Christian church is all about the bottom line, which is the money. So Tarzukian announced plans to place such a statue on Mount Hadis in January 2022, saying it serves as a guardian of our country and people and impresses the outside world. So we know that this statue is not a guardian. It can't breathe, it can't walk, it can't create, it basically can't do anything, and this is basically, what the Most High says, but Yahweh is the only true God. He is the living God and the everlasting King. The whole earth trembles at his anger. The nations cannot stand up to his wrath. Say this to those who worship other gods. Your so-called gods who did not make the heavens and earth will vanish from the earth and from under the heavens. So we understand that the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is the creator of all things. So why would this guy here state that, this particular statue will serve as a guardian for their country? Let's read down a little bit further. The statue, designed by sculptor Armin Manvelian, will stand 33 meters or 108 feet tall atop a 44-meter pedestal to be perched on Hadis. The mountain, located about 30 kilometers northeast of Yerevan itself, stands more than 2,500 meters above sea level. So they're trying to erect this thing into the heavens. That's their, it's no different than the Tower of Babel. And we remember how the Most High destroyed that, which is what he's going to do with this statue as well. Me personally, I'm hoping that they get this thing just almost finished. They waste so much money and man hours as far as labor building this thing. I hope at the very last second, right before they're finished, I hope the Most High knocks it down. That's just me, But I wouldn't. At first, I was saying, I want the Most High to knock it down right away. But no, let them waste a whole lot of time and money and a whole lot of labor and man hours, and then let's knock it down right when they're just about finished. That's if I had my way and I could pray to the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to see this thing get destroyed ASAP. Let's go back to Jeremiah. And I'm going to scroll up a little bit here. I'm going to go back to verse 8 and 9. And I'll read it in the NLT. People who worship idols are stupid and foolish. The things they worship are made of wood. They bring beaten sheets of silver from Tarshish and gold from Euphaz, and they give these materials to skillful craftsmen who make their idols. Then they dress these gods in royal blue and purple robes made by tailors. And once again, verse 10, but Yahweh is the only true God. He is the living God and the everlasting King. The whole earth trembles at his anger. The nations cannot stand up to his wrath, and no one is trembling at this statue. No one is, no one is scared of the wrath of this particular statue here. No one thinks that this statue can, perform any miracles. This statue is not capable of doing anything except being destroyed by the Most High Yahweh Bashem and Hawashai when that time comes. So I'm going to go back to Wisdom of Solomon. Start at verse 9. For the ungodly and his ungodliness are both alike hateful unto God. For that which is made shall be punished together with him that made it. So the Most High is we understand the Most High is not only going to destroy the statue, but he's going to destroy the people who made it. They should have known better. What they're doing right now is they're playing a dangerous game, and it's regarding the Most High's indignation. They are drinking from that cup right now of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai's indignation. Verse 11, therefore, even upon the idols of the Gentiles shall there be a visitation. That's right. The Most High is going to visit that thing, and he's going to visit the people that constructed it. And if you out there worshiping that thing, when the Most High pays a visit, you're going to be destroyed too. Because in the creature of Allahayim, they are become an abomination and stumbling blocks to the souls of men, and a snare, a trap to the feet of the unwise. For the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. And we understand that, these heathens, they think that their kingdom is going to last forever. And that's why, they do these things. We see in Psalms 49, and I'll start from verse 11, the NLT. The grave is their eternal home where they will stay forever. They may name their estates after themselves, but their fame will not last. They will die just like animals. This is the fate of fools, though they are remembered as being wise. Like sheep, they are led to the grave, where death will be their shepherd. In the morning, the godly will rule over them. Their bodies will rot in the grave, far from their grand estates. So we come back here to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14, where it says, for the devising of idols was the beginning of spiritual fornication, and the invention of them the corruption of life. For neither were they from the beginning, neither shall they be forever. These heathen, they're in their kingdom now, so they think that they can do this type of stuff, and it's never going to go away. They thinking they're going to have the good life forever. And so, you get this billionaire developer here, and this is why he so confidently can say, as I read a little bit earlier, this is beautiful. There's nothing else like this. As he was stating earlier, if I can find that paragraph again, but I'm not going to waste too much time looking for that. I'll just continue reading. Still, the 67-year-old tycoon would not say when the statue would be erected. That depends on the will of God, he said vaguely. And like I said, I'm hoping and praying that the Most High allows them to spend every last dime that this project, whatever the budget was, I hope they pretty much completely use up that entire budget and more. And just when they almost finish building this entire thing, I'm hoping the Most High knocks it down, because even he here doesn't know. He says, they asked him when would it be erected. That depends on the will of God, he said vaguely. So he may even be having doubts. He may even himself know that, man, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. But then again, he's the heathen, he's arrogant. So this is what he's looking forward to. I'm just looking forward to the Most High knocking it down, because this is a detestable and an abominable thing here. This is really, when you look at this thing, it looks like one big pile of just whiteout. If you remember like whiteout from when you was in school, look at that. That shit looked like a demon. Look at his face. Look at that shit. That's an ugly ass. Let me get out, man. Let me continue reading. Wisdom of Solomon 14. Verse 14 as well. For by the vain glory of men they entered into the world, and therefore shall they come shortly to an end. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem and Howard Shai. I'm going to go back to that article there. That's pretty much it. There's nothing else of any importance in this article here. We get the gist of it. You know, they're building this abominable thing here, and we know that the Most High is not going to waste any time in knocking that shit the fuck down. So I'm going to end this here in Isaiah chapter 2. And I'll scroll down to verses 17 and 18 here. Human pride will be humbled, and human arrogance will be brought low. Only Yahweh Bashem and Howard Shai will be exalted on that day of judgment. Idols will completely disappear. I pray this has been edifying and reaches the ears it's supposed to reach. Shalom.